Well, hi everybody, welcome. Thank you for being here. I am so glad to have you. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to make sales predictably. And making sales predictably happens through few ways. The first way is to actually speak to people, and the second way is to use content as a tool to generate those opportunities to speak to people. So, this is a complementary way of doing it. And if you stick until the end, I will give you few bonuses you can use in your high ticket affiliate sales marketing. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, one of the most common questions people want to have a clear answers to is to how to make sales predictably, and rightly so. The simple answer and the shortest answer is to making high ticket sales is by creating conversations. That's what it comes down to. And we create come down and we do that by using the three C's formula, which is content, conversations, and client. So this is the simplest formula we use in order to make things happen. So let me share with you just my screen so you understand exactly what I am talking about here, because a lot of people, they may have an idea but they don't know how to go about it. They know that they need to post content, they need to speak to people, but they don't know how to meet these two things, the content and the conversations. They don't know how to meet them. Let me give you first a 30,000 foot bird's view, then we can go from there. All right, so let me share this with you, and I'm going just to comment and put this on a bigger screen and comment. So, okay, so introducing the sales, the high ticket organic sales, affiliate marketing. So, one thing we need to be aware of before we even start is to be successful in this whole process, we need to hone in on two things: identifying your ideal customers and using one major traffic source. This is very important, and let me tell you why. I'll take a moment to expand on these two issues. The first thing before we do anything, this is what we're going to speak about today, is the meat and potatoes. But before we do anything, we want to make sure that we are covering up the first phase, which is building an audience. And building an audience has so much uh, work to do. If you, by the way, if you are interested to know more, I'm going deep into building audience inside my Facebook group. Please make sure to join me. It's called the Council of CEOs if you type it. So the building audience, that's the first layer that we need to take care of. The second layer that we need to take up is to check, is to choose a traffic form. Doesn't matter if it's Facebook, if it's Instagram, if it's YouTube, if it's LinkedIn, it does not matter. What matters is that you need to choose one platform and stick to it for an extended period of time until you start getting results. Then you move on into the next social media where you can use it to help support the other one. Now, you can add a second platform if you have been doing it for some times and you already built that brand and you people start already knowing you, so you can go ahead and add the second brand. But the idea is that we want to be extremely focused, laser focused on every single lever that we are using. So let me go back to my graph. So as I mentioned, the first layer is the audience building. The second layer is choosing the traffic, and I represent them with these bars. So the first thing that happened when we build an audience is that we send friend requests and we build that audience, and people start entering our funnel, our ecosystem, and they start entering the funnel, and they are just dispersed all over the places. Some of them are at the very, very beginning, some of them are in the middle, and some of them are close to be converted. So our goal is to get as much people at the entry level as possible. This way we keep the flow going and the pipeline full. Next, we want to make sure that our content is extremely honed in. That's how we can speak to people and build the momentum. That's what we call stacking our trust, know, like, and trust. And by building that stacking every day, we put content out there, and people move from here to here to here to here to here. And it's just like a journey. They are just walking with us as we go. And eventually, we present them with the lead magnet, which eventually get them somewhere from here to the very bottom of the funnel. And here they say, they raise their hand and say, hey, I'm interested in what you have to say. What is it? When they raise their hands, then this is due because of a lead magnet. I should have, this is a piece of content. So once they raise their hand, no, actually we use this by using a lead magnets. That's how we get them over here. And once they do that, then we approach the conversation from authority, from know, like, and trust, and people are willing to speak to us. And that's why it's easy to uncover the pain, because we engage with them with a surface level conversation where we uncover the basic pain. We move them into, from that conversation, either into a sales call or into a Facebook group. And that's where we either close them on sales call, or we keep feeding them highly good information, and eventually we can make them an offer inside the group and close them. So this is people moving towards you. So this is exactly how the whole process happened. And you want to imagine every time you speak to somebody, or somebody comments on your content piece or anything, you want to imagine them moving slowly into this funnel, and eventually they will be able to get to this place where they can raise their hand and say, hey, I'm interested, what is it? And that gives you the possibility to go and ask specific questions. If you are interested to know the script, because there's a script that you need to use so you don't get lost into so many things, let me know, comment below in the session. I will be more than happy to reach out to you, or join me inside the Facebook group. I can hook you up with it. So this is the first part. This is for the vision. In terms of the idea, if we can learn how to put the right content by constantly moving our audience towards an easier messenger conversation, then we can learn how to handle those conversations on Messenger correctly. So we want to we want to make sure that we are able to get people and move them throughout this journey so we can close them. But you need a script, and we need a know-how. At the end of the day, your content will be your weapon of choice in achieving everything you are after. Once you understand the mechanism of how things works, so you can create predictable processes of generating leads and converting them into sales. So here is a little bit more of an explanation of how this whole thing happened. As soon as somebody enters our ecosystem, and the minute the process of indoctrination is launched, once people enter your ecosystem, they will be filtered by our content. That is very, very important. If they are not resonating with our belief shifting and value and lead magnet, then it will show eventually, and you can take them out later. But we definitely want to make sure friends we add have certain criteria, and that's something you can also reach out to me so I can provide you with a list of criteria that you want to make sure that you are considering when you are adding people. That will increase the chances of getting them on board. But after all, our content is the one who will make the final judgment. So if we are not able to close, is because if we are not able to close because your audience is not trusting you yet. Your audience is not trusting you yet. So make sure your content can do that. And we have a great analogy with the jab, jab, hook. And this is what I want to introduce you to. So this is a great analogy because it represents exactly how sales happen. You see, the first job is to get the first impression. We do that using value. And the second job is to build on the first impression. And we do that using belief shifting. And then the hook comes in to get people to raise their hands and specify what they need help with. So this is very, very important. As you can see here, the first jab is a value content, the second is a belief shifting content, and the third is a right hook, which is lead gen. And so you can, let me share with you first this before I can So if you're wondering why this is very important, because the first job allows us to give value. So when we give value, we are able to nurture, feed, and build trust. Next, once we give them that value piece and we did this, then we give them the next thing, which is the belief shifting. So that's inside the belief shifting post, they are able to discover another aspect of what is it that how things are truly. If they believe that content is the wrong way of going about doing things, then they will discover that content is actually the right thing. So this is a belief shift that it just happened, for example. And the hook finally, once they got the belief shift done, now they are really ready to get the hook. And once we give them that hook, they are ready to raise their hand, say, hey, I'm interested in what you have. Can I have it, please? And this opens the door wide open for us to have constructive conversations that can lead to either sales calls or to actually take them inside our group. So let me just read you quickly the following. Engagement can seem important, but in reality, it is only important towards people you are looking to attract. This is, if you have nothing to take out of this whole presentation, I think this single most sentence says it all. This is so important. The best way to ensure you are showing your content to people who matters is by engaging on their content. So here is how to handle this objection. Okay? Is by going and priming people who you want them to see your content. Make sense? Next, understand just by being consistent, you will be able to build trust with a good part of your audience. So this is another aspect that most people are not aware of, and they think that building trust takes some sort of special treatment or some sort of special value you need to provide. And in reality, all you need to do is to be consistent in your content, in showing up, and in speaking to your audience. Finally, remember, there is no piece of content that make you sales right away, but there is multiple touch points where you can build towards that. This is very important to remember. The more you can leverage your content to do that, to do the legwork for you, the more you have to do more sales. All right, so this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching this session with me. I am so glad to have any questions or comments, concerns, wherever you may have. I'll be more than happy. Please leave them in the comments. I will link the name of the group inside the comments also, so you can join it. I will also add a few other links in case if you need some other tools. Okay. So with that being said, I'll give you the list of questions. I was thinking about what is it. I will link the list of questions that you need to ask so that you can add the right people. So you can increase the probability of adding the right target market, okay, the right audience or the right people. All right. So with that being said, I will stop here. It's 15 minutes and it's been awesome. Have a great day. Talk soon. Bye bye.